What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. My name is Splattercat, and as always, we are sitting here playing Legend of Grimrock in a place where the rock is oh so grim. It's actually really approaching the part. It's pretty close to dour. I mean, I've been telling it to cheer up, but it just doesn't seem to want to do it. We have been running out of food. We're looking for, there's a bunch of switches over here that, I don't know, there's 5 switches, and that means that reasonably we would be able to do a lot of combinations, and so there's no way that we're going to brute force our way through that. We need to find the solution, and so we are off and on our way. Come back, little buggy thing. Let me murder you in the face, or in the leg, or, you know, in the arm, wherever, really. So long as the murder goes through, I'm pretty happy. Any more buggy? Oh god, buggy, why? Those are just giant earwigs if you look at them. That's like all that they are, is they have little pincher butts. They'd be adorable if they weren't trying to murder me. I don't know. I find a lot of things adorable that most people don't, though. I think llamas are the peak of cuteness, though. Llamas and alpacas. There are so many llamas and alpacas, and it's something about their neck. Like, the way that their neck is shaped, it looks very, very inherently huggable. And so I just want to hug them every time that I see them, because it seems like you could conform, like, perfectly to the neck of the llama based on its shape. And just be like, I love you, llama. I like llamas. Like, a lot. Seriously. If I could own like a llama ranch someday, I would be the happiest person on earth. I just run around outside going llama, 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 llama all day. The placement of the pillars by the row of levers is most peculiar. I'll have to inspect them more closely. There we go. That's the tip that we were looking for. And so I figured it probably, I was thinking about it in between episodes, and the pillars in this room, they do not seem to be structurally developed. And so I was thinking, yeah, there it is right there. And so basically these are probably the binary switches, with one of these denoting up and one of these denoting down. And so I think these are up, up, down. So you've got up, up, down, maybe? Or is it the opposite? It could be the opposite. And each one is for the one to the right of them. So maybe it's the opposite. Maybe I've done this wrong, and so we reverse these. So it's going to be up, up, down, down, down. Yes. I did not hear the sound of the banging. Oh, there it is. The floor has come up into the banging sound, and so now is to take the other or. Oh no. This is bad. This is very bad. I think they are going to be on all sides of me. I should watch out right now. Oh god! I really need to stop doing that. I fired too soon. And now I'm caught up in a very, very poopy situation. I made See, I totally dodged that. That's such a bullshit spell. Like, seriously, it's ridiculous how well that hits, even when you're well out of the way before it even gets near you. We should be able to kill this guy no problem, but that ice spike spell sucks. It's upsetting how quickly that hits you beforehand. There we go. I knew he only had like 1 tap left on him, so I went ahead and just finished him off right there. Those mobs are just troublesome. They really, really are. The ice spikes, the hitboxes for it, I don't know. I don't like to complain about dumb I really don't, but the ice spikes really do bother me because they seem to hit you even when you're not in the space when they go by. Like, it just seems like a freebie hit for whatever decided to unleash the DACA on you. And due to their dumb AI, these actually aren't that difficult to kill. But I guess since my characters can't hit the larger side of a barn, a large side of the loo, there we go. I wanted to make it alliterative. And so since they can't hit the long side of a loo, I suppose we'll just go ahead and exploit that. We got to go back to the crystal now because we got to res people. I stepped into my own spell too. That's the other problem. Oh, they spawned like everywhere. Wow, they are all over the place. He ain't gonna do nothing. Let's go ahead and whittle down his shield. I prefer not to play with fate right here, given how fast those ice spikes tend to hit you. But we'll dance in right there. We'll get a freebie hit off. And this is kind of, I've heard a lot of people say actually the thing that they don't like about Legend of Grimrock is the fact that it's active time. Like, it's not actually turn-based. Like, it's sort of turn-based. See, how come I dodged that one, but I didn't dodge the other one? It's inexplicable. It is unable to be plicked. Or explicked, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let me murder you. Let me murder you! And down he goes. He actually has all of our arrows stuck inside of him. I do want to be cautious about the fact that there might be another one of these guys over here. But there also might be, at any moment, a large Cthulhu monster popping on in who wants to, like, murder us and do terrible things to us. And so there's that as well. And so we'll kind of just watch out for that. Oh, yeah, there's... Ooh, nasty. A whole bunch of them teleported into this place, actually. Ooh. He shot his friend in the back. How funny is that? That is pretty funny, as far as I can tell. That is pretty humorous right there. He shot his friend in order to shoot us. And that is pretty humorous. Oh god! Let us dodge that right there, and then we shall throw some axes. Not to be confused with throwing axes. That is no way to treat your math homework. You should let it be fine. Be peaceful with your math homework. I'm not peaceful with my math homework. I hate my math homework. My math homework used to make me sad on such a daily basis. But then again, God, I hate that spell. Alright, so we got another level up right there. We'll grab ourselves a couple of arrows and then continue. Yeah, I enjoyed some of my math classes. It depended how good the teacher was. So where did my other arrow go? Did it maybe stick into him, possibly? It depended on the teacher that I had, I think. If I had a good teacher, I enjoyed my math classes. And if I had a bad teacher who just didn't do their job, of course it killed him. Alright, well, then let's go ahead and play this a little bit more aggressively. Oh, there's another one right there. That's fun. Got that one with a flurry, though, so that should speed up the process slightly, I guess. That totally didn't hit me. Damn it. God, sometimes. I think that one has like an explosive thing going for it, though, maybe. Where, like, when it hits a wall or anything, it might have like an AoE that it unleashes on anybody that's unfortunate enough to be near it. Eat axe. Eat my axe. Okay, and so that's another one down. That one's got his nasty little paladin bubble back up. Like, it's not cheating, it's a mechanic. We're almost out of energy. I don't suppose we have, like, potions or anything laying around, dude. Oh, good, she's starving, too. How enjoyable. And these things can actually open doors, which is horrifyingly terrible. The first time one of these things opened a door on me, I was like, oh, hell no. It was bad. I definitely had like a quick moment where I was just like, I can't handle this right now. I am unable to affix an object of carrying and also bearing onto this situation. There we go. And so we've murdered another one. Hey, and we got all our arrows back. Well, we were headed back to the crystal anyways, so this isn't really like a junkie on a Friday headed back to the crystal. Let's go back off this way in the ABQ with Heisenberg. Aw, yeah, I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. It is seriously my favorite show of all time. I'm one of those people, when it comes to Breaking Bad, I'm just like, yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. I don't care what you say, it's awesome. Some people don't, I think some people just don't get it, but it's a great show. I mean, I think the people that I've met that hated Breaking Bad only hated it because everybody else liked it. So they had like a hipster thing going on, where they were just like, I'm gonna hate this thing because everybody else likes it. And that's no reason. There's no reason to have that mentality. Just because everybody else likes something doesn't mean that you can't like it for your own unique reason. Off on this side, I mean, the popularity of a thing doesn't mean that you gotta hate on it. I mean, for example, I see a lot of the same thing with Naruto. Like, some people hate on Naruto for legitimate reasons. That's fine. But the people that just hate on it because, like, lots of kids like it, I'm not so convinced that that's a valid reason to dislike something. The fan base of something should never turn you off to it. I don't really want to step through that right now. Let's go ahead and level. Every time I step through a teleporter, bad things happen to me. It just seems to be the way that this game, like, orchestrates its gameplay mechanics, and it makes me sad, and it makes me upset, and I don't want to do it. I think I might go with... Oh, we'll just stick with daggers with them. There we go. So, daggers. We've stuck with daggers. A prison key with a super awesome logo on it. Alright, so since this key has been branded for some unknown corporation or force... I don't like this. Where did this pop me out? Oh, it popped me out over here. Well, what could that key possibly be for? I don't recall... What was the hint for this door? Did we even have a hint for it? I don't recall having a hint for this door. Which really does make me wonder. We probably have to put something over here. In fact, I probably had a hint at some point and just don't know what the hint is. Scroll of lightning bolt I definitely don't need, so I can dish that right now. You've proven to be a true champion. Beware, there are slumbering things more powerful than you are. Yeah, I'm starting to get that feeling. Definitely starting to get that feeling. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it anyways, because why not? There seems to be another key now in my inventory that goes to something. What it goes to, I couldn't tell you because I haven't really been paying attention very well. I very much wonder what this might be for. Or B5. It depends on how much you like playing Battleship. I have no idea what this goes to. It looks like we've just about cleared out this entire floor. My expectation is that there's more than likely an offering that we have to give to this thing. Like perhaps a skull or something like that. But without the... I'll probably look it up in between episodes, to be honest. What the hint is to this, because I may have misplaced it or something. But my guess is we probably put something right there, and then this opens. It's asking for one of those specific items. It's being like, hey, do you have the thing? And we'll be like, yeah, I got the thing. Let's do this. But randomly plugging stuff in does not appear to be helpful right now. Oh, we have lots of food. I didn't realize I had 2 food crates. Alright, well, all of that worrying I was doing in previous episodes was for naught. Do I have enough necklaces for everybody right now? Like, do I have any necklaces sitting around somewhere that I could, like, throw on her? Because she doesn't have a necklace. And I feel like she feels like she's not part of the gang. It's kind of... 3213. I think that was for another floor. Almost positive that was for another floor, because I remember solving that puzzle. Well, let's go back and investigate this room very quickly. Doesn't sound like anything activated in there. Leave the torch right there for the moment. And let's have a better look at this room. Which I realize that's sort of counterproductive, having unlit the room, and now I'm saying I'm going to have a better look at it. But maybe I have infravision. You don't know. I could be one of those old school elves from D&D. D&D, back when D&D was great. Back before this 4th edition nonsense. And I've heard 5th edition is no better, although I've had no opportunity to play it, and so I'm speaking from other people's positions right there. I want to go I need to go buy the books, and I need to sit down and have a read through them and see if I like 5th edition, if I'm ready to give D&D a try again instead of just playing Pathfinder, which I feel is the superior game at the moment. I think we've been here, but let's go ahead and mosey our way on through. I don't think there was anything down here for us to mess with. Looks like there's some kind of door right there. Stop putting notes. No. Okay, so maybe we'll check downstairs and see if perhaps there might be a solution to our problem down here, although I don't remember how we got to this part right here. I think it was in that room with the ogres. I totally didn't tell it to do that, so I'm not sure why it did that. There we go. Why it did that. That's a confusing sentence if you're around somebody named Wyatt and he did something. I don't know why. I don't know why it did that. Oh god, that's funny. That's kind of like an enunciating thing, though. It kind of depends on how you say the sentence. It's still humorous, though. To my mind, it's still humorous. Then again, my mind is simple and easily fascinated by wordplay and being confused by sentences that can be interpreted in multiple ways. And so that is the foundation. What am I doing right now? I'm walking around in circles ridiculously. There we go. This is what I need. I just flinched when I walked over that thing because I thought it was a hole in the ground when I walked over the button back there. My body physically recoiled because I wasn't sure. I wonder what happens if we... Did this raise all the platforms in this other room? I didn't look, but maybe I can lower that platform right there and turn off the teleporter. It did not raise all of the platforms. That leads me to think that there might be some way that I could deactivate the teleport and the hole right there, and it would drop me into a new region where perhaps I could do like a particular thing that would eventually lead me from the confines of this horrific dungeon, which just continues to become more and more difficult with every passing moment. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's go down here and we'll see if there's anything that I can open up down here, but I think that these might just be drop holes. Now that I'm thinking about it, there may be ways to drop into these areas that are a little bit, I guess, more extended from some of the other areas. And so if you look at the way that the map is construed, I wonder if you can drop down this hole over here. It'll drop you behind that wall. It's assuming that they line up in sort of a horizontal linear fashion. But it's better than any other idea I have right now, so it might be worth considering. The other probability is that I just missed a button around here somewhere, which is also something that happens fairly frequently, and so you'll forgive me as I pause here for a moment. My ear was very, very itchy, and I needed to itch it. You know, I'm going to take that skull with me while we're down here because it might be useful to... There we go. It might be useful to slap down in front of that clockwork door. I could look at the ceiling and see... Hold on, let's have a look at the ceiling in here and see if there's a way to drop in behind that wall. It looks like there is a hole in the ceiling right there, and so I think I may be correct. Is there a hole in the... Oh, there's a hole in the ceiling right there, too. And so it might be this one and this one, although it's very rare in this game that they line up in any sort of... I'm saying sort of a lot now that I'm thinking about it. And now that I pointed it out, I double have to stop doing it because you may not have noticed it, and now you totally will because I brought it up. But they don't tend to line up like that a lot of the time. And so it may be a better plan. We'll go jump down it and we'll see what happens. I don't think that they would... They might. I just don't think that they would arrange an entire puzzle room, like the culminating puzzle for an entire area around something that's... It's down in a bonus area, you know what I mean? It's down in a bonus area, so I can't think that... I don't think it's a logical place to go that it would be part of the overall puzzle. Let's try it. I don't know. Yeah, that dropped me in front of the door. Which then, by the same token, actually, by the same logic, though, that one should drop me over here. So we'll try that out real fast. I think we missed our main mark, but we kind of hit the bullseye that was in the aisle next to us. It's sort of like bowling, and you skip your own lane, but you get a strike in the lane next to you. It's still a strike. It just doesn't work the way that you thought it would. And so I think I will go back and we'll drop down the other hole now, and I think that should put it. It does look like it's lined up, which they don't tend to do very often. They don't make floors interact like that very frequently, and so I don't know. It seems like it'll work for us. I'm not really sure what to say. So back up and in here. I'm sorry, I paused on that menu for a while because unfortunately things are happening in real life and I'm inspecting the room at the moment to make sure that things are okay. So this one right here, though, should be a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. There it is. And so we found our way back in here. I am going to rest for a moment, though, before I go any further. Just because I'd like everybody to be on their A game in case they spring any ogres or lightning-spewing Cthulhu Satan monsters at us from the depths of Satanistan. That's where Satan monsters come from, Satanistan. Oh, it loops around. Okay. I don't know how much this applies to the puzzles that we're trying to solve up above us. But it does appear as though we've come across something for us to fiddle with over the course of this episode and the next. So let's have a look around, make sure we're not missing any buttons or anything, because I do tend to miss a lot of buttons. I do it with my shirts too, so it's a universal fact that I just miss buttons all the time. I think it's because I'm high-strung and I don't pay attention very well. And it only gets worse once I start talking. I don't see anything in here. However, this looks like the room to convince. It looks like there's some kind of maul or battle hammer in here. The Icefall Hammer. Oh, Christ. Okay, so this would be a time when I would strongly recommend... Oh, my God. Okay, well then. What lesson have we learned now? Get out of the way. Get out of the way, you little prick. How much health does this asshole have? My god. Also, why is it taking us so long to get a turn? See, I hate monster closets so much. Monster closet, I didn't even need to do that. That's the thing right there, is I don't even need the hammer and I just died for it. God, monster closets can suck my ass. I'll just go with whatever the most recent save is, and we're just not going to go back down there. There's no point. And I don't know how long ago this was, but it was before the end of the episode, so I can reasonably assume. I hate monster closets so much. Like, seriously, I hate them. I hate them so much, and this game has so many. It's a bad mechanic. Fundamentally, it's a bad mechanic. It's just like, there's no way to see it coming. No amount of skill is going to save you. It just comes down to cold, hard stats and banging your head against a wall full of monsters. Or kind of moving around trying to find a corner, because that's the only way to fight them. And if you don't find a corner before they box you in using their ridiculous AI iteration logic, which they will find the most efficient way to box you in as fast as possible. I don't want it to sound like I'm bitching right now, but I am. I totally am. I hate monster closets. I hate them with a passion. And if there's one thing I would like to see from Grimrock 2, it's that they not do that, because it's cheesy. It's cheesy and it's lame. It's just like, gotcha. It's like gotcha clauses in contracts or anything else. It's just waiting for you to just like stumble across it and die instantly. And then you get to sit here and decide if you want to do it again. And for me, it's not worth it. It's just a stupid hammer that I don't care about. Now, we do need to figure out how to turn this off and lower this right here so that I can drop down it. But there it is as a button. That's about what I figured. Now, I don't know if this is going to take us to a secret or what it's going to do for us. But it might be useful. Picking these up is more than likely going to make him spit hot fire at me. It looks like there's scale mail or something sitting right there. I know something bad's going to happen when I do this. Ah, there it is. Okay, and so that should save me from a little bit of trouble here. What is that? A scaled cloak, actually. Oh, it fired. Wow, okay. So yeah, I'm glad that I found that, because that would have been really, really fatal. She gets extra evasion from hers. So what's the evasion right there? 4, dexterity and vitality as well. That plays into her build pretty decently. Although strength would play in better. But I guess I'll give the scale cloak to this character over here, and then we can finally ditch that and no longer use it. I don't know what's in this bag, but we can check it as well. Oh good, some burrow rat shanks and things. Some extra goodies to keep us going throughout the course of the playthrough. Lovely. I think what it looks like our food's actually pretty okay at the moment. We'll pass out some food to see if we can get her unencumbered though. She's carrying around a lot of fire arrows and things. I may just ditch those because we're obviously not using them. She's got bolts. Okay, well, oh, that's because they're hers. That makes sense. And where did that take me back to? It took me back to up here. So once again, that doesn't really solve our problem. That's just another secret, unfortunately. And so I'm kind of left without a direction here, because we have really, really uncovered the vast majority of this level. Which leads me to wonder if the monster closet down there is necessary and we have to do it. I don't think they would do that though, because it said it was a secret when we picked up the hammer, so there's the possibility that people might miss it. The exit to the level has got to be around here somewhere then. We've checked all the different various stairs. I don't recall there being anything off this side that we couldn't access. I think that went to there. This one goes up to the previous floor. This one goes down to here. This one goes down to here. And this hole goes down to here. All of these are arranged in accordance with this level over here, so none of these holes are going to go anywhere. I suppose we might check the ambush room then before I break off the episode and just make sure that we comb that properly. and ensure that we got everything that was over in here to be got. Yeah. I was gonna say, these things do move around a little bit. I may actually just fight it out with them. In the earlier part of the game, these were pretty fatal to us. Oh, I think he's grabbed, actually. That's interesting. I didn't even know that was a mechanic in the game right now. Yeah, they can grab your frontline guys. Interestingly enough, that's not something that I've ever been familiar with in this game. Let's have a look around, and maybe there's something I missed in here, but once again, it's going to be a hidden button that would lead me more to think that it was a secret that you weren't supposed to find anyways than a secret that leads to like the next part of the level or whatever. We have an extra key. I just don't recall ever seeing any extra key slots. And so I may need to wander around in between episodes. And how many of these things are there? Are they just respawning? Okay, well, I don't know. I assume that they're just respawning or something. I mean, we can fight them. We can use the extra XP. It's not much, but it's like 350 XP for each character, so 320, I'm sorry. I'm not so convinced that I know what I'm supposed to do next. So yeah, I think this might be a great spot for me to break off the episode to avoid boring you by walking around in circles for a good 25-30 minutes, which is what I end up doing when these situations occur, because I just can't bring myself to cheat, unfortunately, and just look online, which would expedite the process by quite a bit. I'm going to walk around for a little bit and see if maybe I can find whatever this other keyhole was that we lost. There is the possibility that it's back at the beginning of the level, and it's just been sitting there, and I forgot about it because it's been a week or two since I've recorded the last batch of episodes. I'll head back over there and have a look. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in the Nerd Castle for another episode of Legend of Grimrock. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and as always, hi-do.